Right, hello, I'm back. So I'm going to start up, show you how to dual boot, how to install Lubuntu into a dual boot machine. This assumes that you've already got a machine that's already got Windows installed on it. And if you look there, that one that I'm pointing to, Win7 Lubuntu dual boot, that's just a name I've just given this machine. That's just got a clean install of Windows on it, but it's not got Lubuntu on it. So the first thing you would do is you need to put a Lubuntu CD into your CD drive and then switch the machine off and switch it on so that it boots up into that CD. Now I'm going to do this slightly differently because it's a virtual machine, but you just need to know that you physically need to put it in there. What I need to do is to go through the settings for that machine. I need to go to storage. I need to get rid of what's in there at the moment, which is the guest editions. You don't need to know what that is. And I'm going to go choose a virtual thingammy, Lubuntu. There we go. It's in my recent list because I've used it when I made the last video for you. So I'll just drop it in. So now I've got a virtual Lubuntu CD in this machine. If I click OK, that means when I start this machine now, it's going to boot from that Lubuntu CD. God, I'm making a meal of this. Right. So let's start the machine up. Oh, I'll drop that down to like that so you can see what's going on. Actually, I'll do it full screen. I think it might be better for you. Control F. Right. So the first thing you'll get is it'll ask you what language you want. So you just press enter for English, and then it asks you what you want to do, which is try the live Lubuntu, install Lubuntu. You want to choose install Lubuntu. So click enter for that, and then it'll have a think. Here we go. So it's loading everything up. And obviously your machine needs to have internet access. It needs to be connected to the internet. If it's a wireless connection, I'll tell you in a minute. Basically, it'll again ask if it's in English, and you can continue. And then what it'll do here is I'm connected to the internet with an Ethernet cable. If you were connected to the internet or potentially connectable to the internet via a wireless connection, at this point it would give you an option of putting in your wireless PIN number, and then what would happen is you'd then get ticks on here. I'm automatically ticked because I'm Etherneted up with a cable, but you would have the option here of putting in your internet connection. So you'd need to have that available. It's usually on the bottom of your router. Make sure that you check box download updates while installing. Make sure you check box install third-party software. When you've done that, click continue. It's having a good old think now, but it should get through this in a moment or two. There we go. Now it says this computer currently has Windows 7 on it. Whatever you've got installed on yours, be it XP or 7, it'll tell you there. So this virtual machine that I've got has got Windows 7 on it. So this computer currently has Windows 7 on it. What would you like to do? And it gives you several options. The first one being install Lubuntu alongside Windows 7. That is what we want. But you could elect to erase everything and install Lubuntu. As a new user, I wouldn't touch the others. I wouldn't touch any of the others because they're too complicated for this tutorial. So just leave it as install Lubuntu alongside Windows 7. Click continue. Now at this point, it'll list your hard drive here. There's no need to touch that. On here, if you notice where I put my cursor up here, it allows you, if I press my left button here, my mouse, and move from left to right, I could move the slider along and affect how much of the total hard drive was allocated to Lubuntu and how much of it was allocated to Windows. This being Windows here, Windows 7 here, and this being the new Lubuntu that it's proposing to use up. I'm going to leave mine as it is. If I do that, it'll get to the next stage really quickly because it's got nothing to change here. If you do move this slider along, expect that you might have to wait 10 minutes while it rejigs the drive, but it would eventually complete and get to the next stage just the same as what mine's about to. But I'm not going to move anything, I'm just going to leave it as it is. That division is fine by me. So I'm going to click install now. And it says before you can select a new partition size, any previous changes have to be written to disk. You cannot undo this operation. Please note that the resize operation may take some time. That's the bit I was talking about before. If you resize this, that's the bit that can take some time. I haven't resized it. I've accepted the division that it's given me. So I'm going to click continue. And then it gives you one final confirmation saying it's going to make this partition, that partition and so on. Just click continue. Right, okay. The next thing you do is pick your location. Obviously I'm in London, you'd pick wherever you are in America by clicking on wherever you are. Why isn't it changing the location there? It should do. Oh yeah, it is changing it, it's been a bit slow. But I'm going to go back to London. There we go. So I'm going to click continue. And then this is where you pick your keyboard. Mine's obviously English UK. You could pick America or wherever. Click continue. Put your username in now. So for me, that's my name. I'm going to get rid of that. I'm going to call this probably computer name. I might call this Stephen. Lubwin. I don't know. That'll do. I'll put password in. You can obviously call that what you want. It really doesn't matter. Actually, I'm going to call it dual boot. Dual boot. There we go. That's what I've called that machine. So Stephen, that's my name. Dual boot. Username, password. Require my password to log in, leave it as that, and click continue. There we go. And now it's installing. And you will find Lubuntu installs quite remarkably quickly. We won't be waiting that long here, but I could edit this to cut out this installation bit, but that's just a faff. So I'm just going to sit here in silence now while it does it. We might be hanging on for about 3 or 4 minutes. What you should do here is, at this point, just fast forward the video to the point where it's done it. I might cut this out, depends if I can be bothered. So it's copied all the files that it needs and now it's installing the actual system. If you're feeling particularly nerdy, you could click the down arrow there and it shows you exactly what it's doing. But you really don't need to know that, what's going on in there. But if you want to, you can see. it's showing you the various things that it's installing. Obviously, if you look on here, it's telling you all the various programs that come pre-installed with Lubuntu. But like I said in my last videos, anything that's on Ubuntu Mate, or indeed any other variant of Ubuntu, you can install on Lubuntu. So we're nearly there. Right, installation is complete. So that took all of about 5 minutes. As I said, it's pretty fast. Installation is complete. You need to restart the computer in order to use the new installation. So we'll click restart now. Now for me, this will misbehave, and it might do it with you. It might misbehave. It might get stuck on the reboot. If it does, we'll see. It says please remove the installation media. Now at this point you would physically remove your CD and then you'd close it and press enter, and that would restart your machine. For me, I'm going to have to remove it by going to my CD devices, and it won't let. Do you see how it won't let me move it there? It's just really irritating. So for me, I'm going to have to go. I'm going to have to go close and power off my machine. For you, you'd take your CD out, you'd close your CD drawer, you'd press enter. For me, I'm going to physically, well, I'm going to virtually power off this machine and then restart it, which is effectively the same thing. So I'll power off, do that, and then I'll restart it. So if I now restart it now, I'm hoping that device, oh, it's still in there. How very irritating. Right, hang on then. Close, power off the machine. What I'll need to do is go to settings on that machine, go to storage, and I'm going to have to remove the drive that way. You wouldn't have to do that, you just physically take it out. Anyway, it's empty now. So now it's going to try and boot to the hard drive, and it'll go to that grub menu I was talking about. So I do that, and there we are. That's what you'll be faced with when you log in the next time, when you boot up the next time. Now, I'll just go through what these things are. There's Ubuntu, which is really Lubuntu. It's just that underneath it, it's all Ubuntu. That's your Lubuntu installation. The bottom one is your Windows 7 installation, which was there in the first place. These other ones, for a new user, just don't touch them. There are various advanced options where you can go in as a terminal user, or you can perform various tests on the machine. You don't need them, so just ignore them. It's the top one and it's the bottom one. Okay, so I'll go into the Lubuntu one, and first time booting, it's going to have a little bit of a think while it configures itself for the first boot. Here we go. Oh, that was pretty quick. Right, now you'll notice it's a little bit small there. Ignore that. For VirtualBox, you need to install something called guest editions so that the graphics driver works properly in a virtual machine. I'm not going to do that now, so it's going to be a very, very, very low resolution, and it's really small. Yours won't be like that. It'll fill your screen properly, so ignore that fact. This will just show you how it works though. So I'll put my password in, and I'm in, and as you can see, like I said, it's very low resolution. It wouldn't fill your screen, the menu, like this on your machine. Just to show you how the internet works, it works really well. Even in a virtual machine, it works well. So I'll go to BBC iPlayer, BBC iPlayer, just to show you some streaming video. I'll just go to that. That'll do. Doesn't matter what it is. For some reason the sound's off. Oh, it's because of guest editions. Again, you'd have sound. I promise you would. There you go. So it plays video really well. I haven't got a sound on this at the moment. It's nothing to do with Lubuntu, I assure you. Yours will work. So really good. And this is through a virtual machine, so it should be stuttery. But Lubuntu is so lightweight, it's not. So do that. Close that. I'll leave, and then the first thing you'd do is you'd install the software update. I'm not going to do that now because that would take 5 minutes. But the first thing, when you first install Ubuntu, there's been lots of updates since that ISO was made, and so it'll want to update, and that's for security and various other things. We'll just ignore that. So what I'm going to do is now I'm going to drop out of that. I'm going to go to reboot, and we'll test if the Windows installation is working. If it is, you're good to go. So Windows 7. Now obviously I've installed the guest editions on this virtual machine, so it's full screen. This would have the same problem as the Lubuntu one, but like I said, in a real machine, this doesn't happen. I must have closed it in a hurry last time. There we go. So, and there's your Windows installation. It's as easy as that. How hard is that? Not hard at all. So let's shut everything down. Shut down. Right, so that is it. That's all there is to it. I'm going to post this video up on the thread that we've been chatting on, and if you have any problems when you install it, let me know, and I'm more than happy to help. Okay.